I went out earlier digging because I was going to make a batch of beer this morning, but I turned on YouTube and Rookie Gold Prospector was on, and I decided to go digging. So I went digging at Rock Bottom Creek, and I got a bunch of black sand and some lead shot, and I decided to come home and go ahead and do a kitchen cleanup here. This is the concentrates that I brought home from New Hampshire. So I'm going to go ahead and pan some of this stuff out. I'll let you watch some of this. And then I got a bucket from North Carolina. Um, this is when JP and Benzo and I were digging down there in Moccasin Creek. Had JP gave me a big hunk of that clay with the gold in it, and I classified it down and cleaned it up some. And I'm going to pan that out too. But I'm going to go through some of this, and when I see something in here decent, I'll go ahead and show it to you. But yeah, good bit of material to go through. So see what happens here. Again, I know there's gold in both of these buckets, or both of these. All of this material has gold in it. So maybe not a lot, but it's there. Let's see what we get out of this. Yeah, I was watching Rookie Gold Prospector this morning, and I was going to make beer, but I didn't get out early. I didn't get up early enough to do that. We had a late breakfast and everything. My son and my granddaughter going to New Jersey to hang out with their sister and her husband and their children. And I'm going to be around here anyway, so I'm going to make beer in the morning, but right now I'm going to mess around with this. I did go digging today, so that took the edge off for me a little bit. I got to see some gold. This isn't like doing a pay dirt bag. This is concentrates I got from the wild Amanuset right here, which is in New Hampshire, and I can't wait to get back to the wild Amanuset. That's just an awesome creek, awesome river. It reminds me of the Yuba. Doesn't have the pitch in those places like the Yuba does, but it's certainly an old river with a lot of old worn river rock in it. And there's gold in it too. Good size gold if you have the equipment to get it. You know where to dig. There's a little speck of gold already, two specks. Two specks. I'm not going to show you tiny little specks here. I'm going to suck them up and keep going. And I got this, I was in North Carolina. I was at the North Carolina Gold and Gem Show. And Carolina Gold Prospectors were there. Bill and his crew were there. And I got this, it's the one with snakeskin. I don't even remember what it is right now. But yeah, got this pan set. And probably maybe the last pan I buy for a long time because I've always been intrigued by this pan, these pans with the snakeskin on them. And I got the big one and the little one, the classifier, which doesn't fit in the American sized buckets. But yeah, I got it. So, I do like it. I did a couple couple of short videos out on Rock Bottom Creek this morning. This afternoon, I should say, because I didn't get out so late. There's another speck. Got it that time. But I didn't catch any visible gold in the concentrates that I got from out there, so we'll work some of this stuff off. If I get anything worth showing you, I'll certainly show you. And I'll do a snuffer dump at some point too. These are sluice cons, classified to 1/2 inch. Down here. I didn't do as well in New Hampshire as I did in North Carolina, but I'm getting so I know North Carolina pretty well. And it's really a different kind of digging on the Wild Ammonoosuc than it is in Mosquito Creek or Moccasin Creek in North Carolina. But you're allowed to run a dredge up there, and I have 2 dredges, so next time I go, I've found places where I could actually use a dredge and maybe do well, so I'm looking forward to going back up there. A lot of this sand is that garnet sand. Black sand too. There's a lot of garnet sand up there in that river. This pan is really excellent. It's the surface of the pan holds on to the gold before you ever even get to the snake skin. So it's a really good pan. There's 2 pieces right there. These are specks, but I got some bigger flakes up there. Anyway, rather than drag this on for a long time, I'm going to go ahead and pause you. And I'll bring it back on either for the snuffer dump or if I get something bigger to show to you. And then I'm going to be doing the North Carolina which has some decent gold in it too. Okay, so here's the gold I got out of the New Hampshire stuff. That's not bad. I'm telling you, there's good gold up in that wild Ammonoosuc. So I'm going to be going back. So anyway, I'm going to pause you and I'll start working this Carolina clay. Now this stuff is not classified, and there is still some clay in it. There's a big hunk of clay. JP got tired of working that clay, and he dug a big chunk out, threw it towards me. He said, "Here, take it." So I brought it home, figuring my son Sasquatch would be able to work it out, but he just hasn't had time. So I'm going to clean it out for him, and we'll see how well he did. But this is going to change the color of this water quick. This is that Carolina clay, and it's not classified either. So there's allowed to be some big rocks in it. There we go. Look at that black sand at the bottom of that. We were getting some pretty nice flakes that day too, so I don't know what's going to be in here. Could be some good gold in it. I'm going to have to break some of them stones out of there. Just too many big stones in it. So I broke down the clay pretty good for him, but he didn't have a chance to do it. So I'm going to do it. Put it in this snuffer bottle. This is also my concentrates from down there. Concentrates, I mean stuff that I cleaned out of the sluice and panned down. I sucked up the bigger stuff and just put the rest in the concentrate bucket. That's how I normally do it. I don't spend time out there trying to clean everything down to the finest pieces. So I did 6.5 buckets that day, which is close to a record for me, I'm pretty sure. JP and I did really good. Benzo did good too. Not like he usually does. Benzo processes a lot of material. I know he did 10 buckets that day. We made a day of it, that's for sure. Let's see what's in this. Take some of that out of there. Just do this again here. I'll do the first pan while you're watching. And then I'm going to pause you while I get through the rest of this because there's a good bit there. And JP's bar is tonight. JP Lawns and More. JP's bar is on tonight. So I'll probably get on there and chat with those guys for a little bit this evening. I'm going to get up and make beer in the morning. It's supposed to rain around here tomorrow anyway. We've been getting a lot of rain. Okay, that's the snuffer bottle I'm using for this. Okay. There you go. Knew there was going to be gold in that clay. I was working that clay most of the day down there. Could be a pain, but there's gold in it. This wasn't worked at all. This is just a big hunk of clay. Now, like I said, my concentrates were in the bottom of the bucket. I just threw the hunk of clay with it. And there's 3 little specks in there. I'm just going to snuffer them. I'll do a snuffer dump on this stuff after I'm done. Alrighty. And I'll bring it back on when I get this done and we'll do a snuffer dump of it. This is what it looks like. And that's after I cleaned the clay, boosted the clay out of it. So, all right, I'll be back in a little bit. All right, I figured I'd bring it back on for the last pan of this Carolina clay. Got an interesting, really interesting stone out. I'll show that to you there. Benzo might be interested in that one. Get ready to finish this up. I broke that clay down pretty good before I started this. Uh-oh. What you doing? Why? You can't. You can't get in there. See if there's anything pops right out. I'm getting about two or three specks or flakes each spoonful I put in here. I got that bucket finally cleaned out. Yeah, there's some nice flakes in here actually. Maybe I'll try to keep that there and just show it to you after a bit here. There's flaking a couple specks. I'm gonna repan this, but I'm gonna show it to you. Anywho, yeah, there it is, right there. And specks too. Anyway, I'll pan this back down here, and then I'll do a snuffer dump. Just about done. Yeah, I'm probably spinning this back the other way. Let me see if I can get rid of a little bit more of this material. What happened? What? How'd you get your head wet? Yeah, this is Lou, the new addition to the household. The rest of the household is in New Jersey right now. I'm stuck with Lou and the fish. He don't mind the fish. And I don't mind him sometimes. Hey, there was gold in that clay and there was gold in this bucket, but I don't. There's not a whole heck of a lot, but I'll show it to you here. After I run it over the snake skin. Run this rest of this stuff over the snake skin. Like that. Yeah, I really like the texture of this pan. This XP pan. I really like it. I'm not crazy about the classifier, which won't fit in any American sized buckets. But the pans are awesome. I'm picking stuff out of here. It's like picking fly poop out of pepper. So I'm gonna finish this up here and get it over with. Yeah, I pan all this stuff down when I'm out of the creek, but I don't throw it away when I'm doing a sluice run or something. So yeah, nobody's perfect, and I don't try to be when I'm out there on the creek. So I'm gonna do a snuffer dump. This is Carolina stuff. What are you doing, Luke? Hey, you don't need to be getting up on stuff in the kitchen. Be around yourself. Okay, I'm gonna set this here and show it to you. You go. Stand down too. So anyway, here's a stone, which is highly unusual coming out of Carolina clay. Pretty awesome. And there's gold. So that's not bad. There's some chunky little pieces in there. And that's not all the gold I got now. That's just like I said, what I didn't catch panning out sluice runs. So anyhow, first kitchen cleanup for a while. I got to tend to Lou here. He's probably getting into something he shouldn't. And I'll be on JP's Lawns and More, JP's bar tonight. So we'll see you when the next time we see you on JP's bar, if you're going to be there. So good night. God bless.